Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new then welcome. My name is Kirsten and I am a working mum of one. So I've recently returned to work and I thought I would do a little video and have a little chat about, I guess, a bit of self-care, self-love for the working mum. Now if you have kids you understand that that is pretty much a full-time job, but when you become a working mum you have the same amount of time but you still have to do all the things, and then you have to add in working. So I'm really fortunate that I'm only working part-time, but I thought I would put a little guide or video together about some things you can do that I guess you can take some time for yourself. I think it's really important to take care of yourself. It allows you to be the best mum you can be. It allows you to be the best wife, friend, partner, person in general. If you take a little bit of time, even though your schedule is pretty hectic, just for some, you time, some me time. So the first one I like is, I thought it had the message on the back, it doesn't, is having a hot cup of coffee. I'm sure if you are a new mum or you're a seasoned mum, you know that drinking hot coffee with babies in particular is something that just doesn't happen very often. So get yourself a nice mug. You might have one already, or you want to go and treat yourself and buy one. I got this one as a gift. It says "Good morning gorgeous." I like it because it says something nice to me. It makes me feel good. And have yourself a hot coffee, which this actually is, because I'm filming this while my daughter is at daycare, so I can drink a hot coffee without her trying to like rip it and get it on herself. So yeah, even if this means getting up 5 minutes earlier so that you can enjoy a hot coffee, it's just that little bit of you time. So I probably like doing this, like in regards to a hot coffee, I tend to wait until my daughter has gone down for her first nap of the day. Some days that I can't wait that long, but most days I can, so that I can sit and enjoy a hot coffee. So in regards to some me time, you time, self-care, there's lots of things that you can do, but I've picked a few things that I like to do. So I've got them all here. So the first one is taking a bath. So I like taking a hot bath. I don't do it as often as I would like. I went through a phase of trying to get in one hot bath a week, and I know that can be really hard when you have a kid. I have one child and I can only imagine how much harder it is to fit in a bath when you have more than one child. But I found that even doing it at like 9:30 at night on a weekend, if we happen to be home, yes, I would love to sit and watch TV with my husband, but having some time for myself is really important. So I like to treat myself to a Lush bath bomb. I have quite a few, and the reason I have quite a few is I actually got a whole bunch of them for my birthday from a couple that I know. So I am ready, and I'm just trying to get it back in the bag without getting the bath bomby stuff all over the it's all over me. I was gonna say all over the floor, but it's on me, so that's fine. So yes, you can pick up a bath bomb. I think they start from like $5, $5 to $10. But if that's not in your budget, kids bubble bath will work just as fine. Turn the lights off or dim the lights, light a couple of candles. They don't have to be special candles. They can literally be a pack of tea light candles from Red Dot. It doesn't have to be anything special. It's just something relaxing for yourself. I would love to say I would have a bath every week when I go back to work, but that's probably not going to happen. But I'm going to strive for every fortnight. So I have quite a few. I think I have about half a dozen bath bombs to go through, and Ryan got me some for Christmas as well as stocking fillers, so I am set in the bath bomb department. The next thing I'm going to talk about is making yourself feel good. So lots of people have talked about putting on makeup every day, and for some people that's not a thing because they either don't know how to put makeup on, don't have the makeup they want to put on, and or just don't have the time. So in regards to makeup, my makeup changes day to day depending on what we're doing. If I'm not going anywhere specific, like I might go to the shops, but I'm not going out with friends, I'm not going to work, I'm not going out with Ryan, then my makeup is pretty simple. I try to take care of my skin to a degree. I have a kid and I feel like I keep using that as an excuse, but I don't have a really solid skincare routine, and it's mainly because I've not really had bad skin. I understand for people who struggle with their skin, have problems with their skin, they have skincare routines. I don't, but I do like to wash my face and exfoliate every once in a while. It's kind of like flossing. I know that sounds gross. It's not an everyday thing, but it's definitely a multiple time through the week thing. Anyway, so if I'm going to do nothing that day, I make sure that I fill in my brows, put on mascara, and usually some form of lip color. Today I just went with a basic lip balm. Some days I make the effort and actually put like a lip gloss or liquid lipstick on, but because I have relatively clear skin, I'm trying not to clog it up with foundation. However, on a working day, I'm going to wear foundation, or if I'm going out, I'm going to wear foundation. But just that little bit of effort of brows, mascara and lips makes me feel great. It's the same with putting on earrings. I find that I feel better when I put on earrings. So that's something that I do. So giving yourself an extra 5 to 10 minutes at a stretch. Like if you've got 10 minutes, that's great. But really 5 minutes just to even just put a bit of lippy on, you know. Lippy and mascara does wonders for your face. So yeah, pick and choose what works for you, but I find that if you feel good within yourself, then you know, taking that extra bit of time for yourself makes you feel good. Moving on from that, I am going to paint my nails when I go back to work. They're currently not painted because I have a child and trying to find time to paint them and have them dry just isn't a thing. So I'm going to try and set aside some time on the weekends when Ryan is home to sit down, paint my nails, watch a bit of YouTube because I love YouTube. I love watching videos, catch up, let my nails dry, and then I will be able to like, yeah, I feel good, my nails are done. They're not done now, but you get the gist. You know, putting aside time for you. That's essentially the overall message in this video, is it's important to set aside time for yourself. You know, yes, we have family and our kids and our husbands or partners and family, so that again, mum brain. You have lots of stuff that you're committed to that you need to do, but you need to be committed to yourself. It's really important. It makes you a better person, a better mum, a better partner, a better wife, a better friend. So yeah. The next thing is, in the taking care of yourself, is a treat. I have lots of varieties of treats here, and I don't mean chocolate. If chocolate is what you want, then that's great. I'm trying to steer away from the food-based treats, mainly because I still have a bit of a mum bod, so we can talk about that in another video. So this was a gift, and I've been saving it. I've heard so much about them, but I've been saving it for when I go back to work because I think I want to treat myself. And I've done that with quite a few things that I knew I would want to treat myself with when I go back to work. Even though I'm going to be earning an income again, you know, that income is going towards our family and paying for things for Maddison and treating myself. As most parents, it's down the list of priorities. So I saved a few things. This is really good if you have like birthdays or Christmas. It's like using those things to treat yourself and not spend it on your kids. And I know that's really hard. So this is the Frank Body Original Coffee Scrub. I've heard so many good things about this. So I saved it because I'm going to use it when I go back to work, you know, one evening or one weekend, just going to take the time and give myself an exfoliator for smooth and glowing skin. It'll be some time for me. Hopefully it will make me look like I have glowing skin. And yeah, I don't know how much these are. This was a gift from my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law got me this and a Mecca gift card, because she knew that if she'd given me a voucher for something like Coles Myer or money or any of those kinds of things, I would have probably spent them on my daughter, and she's probably right. And she literally wrote in my card, for spending on for time for you. So yes, and that brings me to my next one, is a gift card. I have saved this gift card because I actually got plenty of makeup and beauty type stuff for Christmas and birthday. If you didn't know, fun fact, my birthday and Christmas are 2 days apart, so I get all of my presents, not that I'm entitled to presents, but the presents that I get from people, I get them all within a 2-day period. So yes, I got quite a lot. So I have a voucher and I've saved it. I've seen plenty of things that I would like, but I have saved it because I know that when I go back to work, I will get the joy out of treating myself to some makeup goodness. And I'm going to stop doing that because that's quite reflective on the camera. So that's the other thing, is like saving vouchers. If you haven't gone back to work yet, saving some vouchers that you get from different things and spacing them out to treat yourself, especially as you are going back to work. I know that I am more okay than a lot of other mums returning to work about leaving my child, those kinds of things. It's not that I love Maddison any less. I think it's just I look at the positives of it. Like, I look at the positives of, I'm grateful that, you know, she's only in daycare part-time. I'm only going back to work part-time. My work were really, really accommodating with days and hours. Like, I got to pick my own hours. So I'm working, if you're interested, 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. Wow, this mum brain. 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. So by the time I pick Maddison up from either daycare or the family who are looking after her, it'll be like 2:30, 2:45. So I still have a decent chunk of time with her. And Ryan is doing the drop off for daycare, so she's not in daycare for too long. It works out to about 6 hours, I think we worked it out to. So that's good. It's good for, you know, and I look at it as like, it's good for her to socialise. I know lots of the mums and bubs who go to the same daycare, they're in the same room as us. So that's the way that I look at it. So being positive is really helpful, but we're getting off topic. Moving on from vouchers is like, my husband got me this voucher last year for a day spa. And I also got another day spa voucher for Ella Bache, if you're from Perth. I don't know if they have Ella Bache in the east. If you're a viewer from the east, let me know if they have Ella Bache in the east. Yeah, so I've saved these for knowing that I was going back to work. Obviously, being on maternity leave, I've had heaps of time to use them, but I know that I'm going to want a treat, and I know it's going to be important for me to take some me time when I go back to work. So yes, I've saved those, and that means that time to take the me time isn't going to also, just while I'm thinking of it, if you're a working mum, please tell me your mum brain like calms down when your working mum brain comes in, because I don't think I have the mental capacity to deal with mum brain and working brain. So please tell me that like the balance shifts, if that makes sense. Essentially, if you have to spend money on yourself to have some me time, lots of mums won't do it, and that's why I think vouchers are really good, or like things that you have that have been gifted to you are really good, because you already have them. There's no financial commitment to be, you're not taking away money that you would have spent on your children to spend on yourself, which lots of people have trouble doing. I'm I feel like I definitely spend the majority of my money on Maddison, and I look back on all the payments I received from like my employer and, you know, like my work bonus or like my tax return, and I look at all that money that I sort of had in the last sort of 12 months, and the majority of it was spent on Maddison. Yes, I did get myself a few things here and there, but that's where the majority of my money has gone, on Maddison, and I'm okay with that. But I'm a firm believer that for me to be the best mum and wife that I can be, and friend even, I need to take some time out for myself. And this video is getting really long, but it's a really important message, and I really want to share it with you. So yeah. So yes, I have already booked in a high tea with my sister-in-law for after my first week of work, so that's going to be really exciting. That was a voucher that I got for Christmas. Well, Ryan and I got it for Christmas, but Ryan sort of said, I think it'll be better used if you go with someone who will appreciate the high tea. My sister-in-law is a lover of high tea and is on maternity leave at the moment, so we will go with our girls, and it'll be a nice day out, and it will be some good like adult me time, a treat again that I'm not having to pay for. I've wanted to go to this particular cafe for a while, and I talked to Ryan about going like on a date day, and it's not hard, and we have been putting it off. It's in the city, and yeah, it's just not at the top of the list. But then I got a high tea voucher, so I'm going for that, so that's really cool. So the final thing that I wanted to share with you is something that I sort of started doing before I had Maddison, and it was mainly a time factor that led me to do this one. So I love reading, but unfortunately I don't have time to read, and I know that sounds like the biggest cop-out, but I really don't. I don't have time to read. When I was working full-time, I was obviously doing an 8.5-hour day minimum in the office, plus about an hour commute each side. So, you know, I'm spending 10.5 hours minimum out of the house. Then you think of time, you think of about 8 hours sleeping, and then obviously trying to fit in social commitments and cooking dinner and cleaning and all of those things. So sitting down with a good book just wasn't something that I had time to do. And that's when I decided to sign up to Audible. They had a free trial. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure they still run it, where you get like your first month free. It's pretty inexpensive in my opinion if you do love to read. So I have it on my phone. So Audible is an audiobook subscription. I don't think you have to have it as a subscription, but it does work out financially in your best interest to use their subscription service. It's run by Amazon, which is really good. So it's $15 a month Australian is what I pay for mine, and essentially it plays a book from your phone. So I use my commute time, well, that's what I did when I worked full-time. I used my commute time to and from work, and occasionally I would put it on when I am prepping a dinner, because usually Ryan wasn't home, so I'd prep dinner and I'd have it playing. There's loads of different books. This is in no way sponsored by Audible. I just think it's a really good idea. It's using your time to the best of your ability, making the most of what you have. Most of us have a commute time, whether it's driving in a car or on a train, and listening to an audiobook. There's heaps and heaps of like titles and stuff. So some of the stuff that I've had, like I have all the Harry Potters, because if you have watched my channel, you know that I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. So I have Harry Potter on for like if I'm between books, like if I haven't found something that I really want to read, I re-listen to Harry Potter. When I'm sick, I like to listen to Harry Potter. It helps me go off to sleep, all those kinds of things. But some of the other things I have read, I've read What I Know for Sure by Oprah Winfrey. I highly recommend that. It's very uplifting. It's very it's very good for the working mum. I think it's all about being appreciative and doing things not because you should, but because you want to. And I actually can't describe how good it is. It's all about, you know, doing things for you, and, you know, being appreciative and being grateful and those kinds of things. So yes, I highly recommend it. Definitely had an impact on the way that I see things and the way that I think about things. But then there's like classics like The Handmaid's Tale, or I'm really into, my friend would describe it as, I'm really into space. I'm really into things about astronauts and autobiographies by astronauts. So I've listened to Mike Massimino's book, Chris Hadfield, the Canadian, all those kinds of things. There's fiction, non-fiction, there's self-help, there's literally everything under the sun, including, which I still haven't got my head around, and where is it? Astrophysics for People in a Hurry by Neil deGrasse Tyson. I've tried to listen to it a couple of times. It's very full on, and I get it because it's for people in a hurry. But yes, I would highly recommend, if you really like reading, getting the Audible app and utilizing your time, and you don't realize how long things take you to read. For example, so when I listened to Chris Hadfield's An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth, that book goes for 8 hours and 45 minutes. Now, I don't have 8 hours and 45 minutes, but when you break it down into commute times, or cutting up vegetables for dinner, or those kinds of things, or hanging out washing, it's something for you and it adds value to your life. It makes you feel good, I think. So yeah, that's all my sort of self-care, self-time for me. I really don't know what to call this, because it's something that I think is really, really important. I really wanted to share this with other mums, and yeah, having something that is for you. I obviously have my YouTube channel and my Instagrams for something that is for me, that I take time out of each day, you know, to do something for me. But I think, you know, spending a little bit of me time is really, really important. It makes you a better person, a better mum, a better friend, a better wife or partner. So yeah, I think it's really important, even if it's only 5 minutes, to fill in your eyebrows and put on some mascara and lippy, like anything that makes you feel good. And I think you'll find that if you take some time out for yourself, that you'll feel good about yourself, and that's important. For me, I really want to be someone who feels good about myself, because I think it sets a good example for Maddison. Like, I want Maddison to feel good about herself. Sure, she's only 1 and she probably doesn't quite get it, but as she is still quite young, she's like a sponge and she observes everything around her, and I want her to learn that feeling good about yourself and having some time for yourself is really important. So I'm gonna end the video here because I feel like it's been really long and really rambly. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments what kinds of things you like to do for yourself to take some me time. I'm always on the hunt to try something new, especially if it works for other mums. I feel like it's like everything. Oh, I can't talk. A lot of things like this, you know, it's something you hadn't thought about, and if it works for one mum, it probably will work for quite a few. So yes, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new around here, I'd love to have you stick around for some of my mummy content, vlogs, and everything else in between. Stay tuned, there will be some travel vlogs coming in the coming months as we are on our way to Europe, so stick around for those, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.
About to leave, already packing, come with me, I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know.